11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every day at noon Eastern. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, or for about an hour or so each day. We do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the comments from the people that are watching the show. Sorry, we don't have any alcohol tonight, this morning. We take the best audio from the show and we post it over on iTunes as a podcast. So we appreciate everybody who follows the show on the various platforms and leaves us comments, subscribes to the channels, likes the videos. All those interactions, it might seem petty, it might seem extra effort. Those are how the platforms, the brains behind the platforms work, and that's how they determine which videos are worth sharing. And our goal is to have more visitors, so we do appreciate the people that take the time to put forth that effort. That's why we talk about it at the beginning of every show. We've got hosts, just Jimmy and I today. Got Jimmy jumping in from Phoenix. Thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks. Good to be here.
I'm down here in Tucson, and Bob has deserted the show. We figure it's probably about 75% chance that he's passed, but we'll let you know for sure. What's today? Tuesday. We'll know by tomorrow whether or not Bob's passed, and we'll have a memorial show probably.
Yeah, he's not dead to us yet, but
he's dead to us, but he might still be alive. It's episode 457, and we'll be talking about Second Amendment issues. We have our wild card subject, which we don't even have, and then a state of the state. So if you have an idea for a wild card subject, throw it out there in the chat. That's what it's all about. Interactive new media. If somebody wants to come in and be the new Bob, then let us know. Got links out there to Dano. He's driving around. Hopefully, he's not following after one of his idols, one of the people he looks up to. He's told me in confidence that he looks up to this person. But I was kind of surprised this morning to find out that Night Strike is a morning drinker. And I'm hoping that Dano, easily influenced, doesn't start morning drinking. And then, because right now he's driving around. So we gave Dano a link. Maybe he'll jump in here. Otherwise, he's probably morning drinking and then driving, which is just unsafe.
Let us help you, Dano. Don't go that route.
But if anybody else wants to jump in and be Bob, we need a new Bob. We don't pay Bob anything because he's Canadian, but we'd probably pay you, the money that Bob brings in, thousands of dollars a month. We got no problem passing it off to an American.
Unless they're from California, then maybe not.
We won't hire anybody from California. I'd be afraid of the sanctuary cities. All right, so that'll take us into, unless anything happened overnight. Anything happened overnight?
I got nothing.
HR38 was being merged with Fix Nicks, and everybody's spazzing out about it. So, yeah, it's not easy. We really need to keep doing this. It's not easy. It's not going our way all the time. A lot easier to complain.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely hear you. But I mean, it is a little bit of, I don't know if it's necessarily trickery or if they're doing it for ease, like convenience, and just like, oh, let's, instead of making 2 votes, let's just make 1. I don't know. But
well,
I don't
like. Do you think it matters to have these people? These people are. It's not their major issue. They're doing it because we're asking them to. But if we only ask them to and then we walk away, we're only going to get the courtesy, right? We want them to follow through and take it seriously. What do we got to do? Keep their feet to the fire. We're not a big lobby like they would like to suggest, like the antis would like to suggest. So maybe it's a strategy to make it seem like we're super important, so that every time it goes up there, we go, oh, well, we're super important, so it must not be able to push through, to keep us from understanding that we're not even trying, like we haven't even pushed. If we really pushed, we have influence, but we are a pretty big segment of the country. And we have not that many people really against us. When you think of it in the grand scheme of things, there's not that many people who are going to put all this effort into calling their congresspeople to tell them to, to not do the Hearing Protection Act or share, or, to not do reciprocity or something, or to make sure reciprocity doesn't get merged. How many people are actually going to get up and make that phone call? They might watch the view. That doesn't mean they're active. So I think we potentially have a lot more active people. And maybe part of the strategy is to feign effort. Is that the right word? Like to act like they're fighting when they're not.
Yeah, no, and I do hear you, but I don't know. I wish there was. It's you look at it from an optimistic point of view, and I'm kind of like downhill at this point. So I don't know. I don't know. I look at all the stuff where we had a chance to get people together, where we had, petitions and all this. I understand it was a while ago, but still, I look at those numbers and I hope that people are actually waking up and contacting their representatives and making their voices as heard as they possibly can. But I don't know how many are going to do it. I couldn't tell you. But I know one thing out of this. I'm not super happy that they tagged them both together. I feel like it's two completely different bills, and they should be treated as such.
Let's see. I am trying to read and have a conversation at the same time, not doing good at either. So Ghost, Steam it, weapons feed. Can you throw links in? If you're on a phone, don't worry about it. But if you're in a computer, could you throw links in? I've heard of Steam it before. So the kids play the video games, right? Weapons feed sounds like something for guns. Rick is reiterating, as of this morning, it has not been joined. Then Smeggy comes along and says, it has been. 4477 is now Title 2. Then Rick called both of me and Jimmy a swear word, which I think is uncalled for. Then Smeggy comes along and puts a link in there. And then he says that's a link to the actual bill. So then goes throwing in some links. So thanks for that. Over on the YouTube side, I guess there are people over there, traders to the gun channels, we'll call them. Got Ghost over there. He's on both sides. So he's by, I guess. Moon Food,
Yeah.
Yellow over there. And then we got other people over there. Patriot. All right. So Moon's got to steam it. Did you see the guy in Topeka with the bankruptcy and all the guns? No. But if you were on the gun channel side, you could put a link. Can't do that on the YouTube side. And then Smeggy. Also making sure that we know he's bi. He's on both sides. Bi-sided. All right. Actually, it probably helps to be on both sides, but whatever. It's not like any of them are thumbing it up. We only got 7 thumbs up out there, 23 viewers. The way I look at it, that's like 15 people are stealing the show. They're watching it and they're not even thumbing it up. That's like our e-currency. It's like you don't even have the decency to throw down like a e-bit. Little
Not
thumb
even
up.
One
That's
thumb.
like a nod. That's like walking by on the sidewalk and even acknowledging that we're doing our little bit over here.
Yeah.
Me and Jim doing our little mime thing, chancing all around the street. You don't even like look over. That's like the cheapest, the least expensive of things is to click on that little thumb over there. Even the down thumb, not even like a scorn. Like it's not even acknowledged.
They don't exist.
We'll keep going. Bob doesn't even show up anymore. He knows the deal. All right, so that was HR38. It's frustrating, and I don't know. I'm not super worried because I didn't like it in the first place. I like the idea that it got people behind it, but unfortunately now it's going to get everybody all frustrated, and everybody's going to go home, and they're going to go, oh, the system doesn't work, and there's sanctuary cities and whatnot. So I don't know. We got to either have things like this, and just like when you go to the gym, you don't come home and go, oh, I'm not muscular. I'm going to quit going to the gym. I guess some people do, but people that are muscular keep going to the gym, right? So if we want to be free, what do? We keep doing these things. And each time we learn something, ideally we learn how to work together. We learn how to phrase the argument. We learn to see what their resistance is and what their cause of concerns are. We address it next time. We sharpen our shit and we get better. And eventually we start pushing things in the other direction. We get the momentum on our side. Bloomberg has to both defend things like the 4473 and the other infringements that they've imposed on us over the years. And he has to resist against the things that we're going to push for, like the removal in the NFA. So all those things are within our grasp. It's just a matter of not getting discouraged over little battles, Just like you don't get discouraged when you when you're shooting and one of the shots goes off to the right. You don't throw your gun away. You don't quit shooting. You don't stop for 6 months. You load up another mag, you put out another freaking target, and you start shooting again until you consistently hit them in the bulls, right? And then you go to war. So let's just consider this another practice target, and let's throw another shoot and see out there and shoot and see what happens.
That was a very good analogy, actually.
I know, I'm working on it. We'll keep going. We're going to talk about the wild card topic. I don't see anybody giving us a wild card topic. Heck, we can't even get 12 thumbs up, not even a 50% thumbs up ratio. But what are we expecting a wild card topic? We'll talk about member of the day, though. Every day between our first and second topic of the show, we like to feature one of the members over on Gun Channels. Gun Channels is a pretty cool place. We built it a while ago. It's just turned 4 years old, so it's not wearing diapers no more. And one of the reasons it ain't is because there's people that work hard over there to make it awesome. And one of those is Mr. Knives. Every freaking night, he's over there posting lobbies. He's interacting. He's taking his lumps when people give him shit. He's out there throwing links. He's living in California, for crying out loud. And yeah, he just keeps going through, keeps going with it. So it wouldn't be the place it is without Knives, man. So thanks, Knives, for doing it. And I don't know what else to say.
Oh heck yeah, man! I mean, he's awesome. He can't even have chocolate bullets out there. He gets in trouble for that, and he's still running stuff on Gun Channels.
Yeah, he's got Marines sending him shit to get in trouble with his mom. Dealing with it.
But yeah, Knives is a good dude.
All right, so gun cleaning ammo. What's that supposed to mean? That's our wild card topic today from Smeggy, who's technically a guest, but now he's playing the role of audience, throwing us a wise Alec topic.
Yeah.
Gun cleaning ammo. So is the idea ammo that you shoot that cleans your gun? Like, yeah, they could push a bore in a brush down there, but no, that rod is so long and it hurts my arm.
Yeah, I'm gonna just shoot it clean.
Can I just shoot a brush? Is that what he's talking about?
I guess. I never heard of anything of the sort before.
I'm guessing this is a link to a video. Let's copyright our asses right here and watch this video.
Yeah.
Without any kind of authorization at all. We're rogue.
Cleans your gun in an instant. Hit Clean Shot by Huntigo.
Huntigo.
High velocity bore cleaning device that field cleans your gun in an instant. Its innovative patented technology power scrubs, traps particles, and wipes your board clean in a fraction of a second. Clean Shot. Ready, aim, clean. Visit Huntigo.com to learn more.
They could also name it Ready Aim Litter because you're just throwing all your cleaning shit out in the
this could go here. It doesn't matter. And what about that high oxidized propellant? You know, that's gonna still be in your gun somewhere.
Yeah, I mean it'll clean it to some extent, and then you could probably just throw a snake down there that's all clean. I guess it's good for the lazy, or like, you know.
So, hey, you want to throw an extra step into cleaning? I guess go for it.
What if you're like out there just slaughtering a whole herd of ducks or whatever? You just find a nice pond where there's a bunch of people fishing and swimming and having a good time. Maybe they're camped. Maybe they live around the edge of this lake, and you see a bunch of ducks out there, and you're like, I'm going to slaughter this whole herd of ducks, right? Because you have the right, because you're a gun nut, and the laws are in your favor, and the NRA makes it so you could just slaughter those ducks right in front of all those families and little children. So you go out there and you just unload, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of rounds of bullets at these ducks. At some point, your barrel's going to get all fouled with the blood and muck of all the ducks. So maybe you could shoot one of these and then just keep slaughtering.
Oh, yeah. So you don't have to take a break to do an actual thorough clean.
No.
You can just continue murdering right on the spot. And you could take that solvent bullet, and shoot it right into the water and poison them for later. So you can come back tomorrow and
then all the fish should come up to the surface, make it easy to harvest.
Yeah.
No, but I think, maybe if you were doing something a lot, like shooting a lot, right, then you just pop one of these through every once in a while, I guess. I wonder if you
I could see it good, I guess, if you're like at a range or so, I guess, maybe, but I don't know.
Why couldn't you just steal this guy's idea and put a wad of cloth into a shell with just a primer and just pop one of them every once in a while?
Yeah.
like that. I think it's kind of neat. I just think it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, there's snakes and it's a shotgun. I mean, if it was like a rifle, I could almost see like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass to clean a rifle. I don't think this would work with a rifle, but shotguns are so easy to clean, especially with snakes.
It's shotgun. But the rifle, maybe like you have instead of the bullet, you got a brush or something like that.
I guess the question will be, at what price point would you buy one of these things? 50 cents a round? $5 a round? 5 cents a round?
I would use one if it was given to me.
Free. So Jimmy's only using it if it's free.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody wants to see me test it out, I'll do it for free.
Yeah, we're not seeing anybody offer suggestions, so there's a link right here. Let's go see how much these things cost. Oh, is this one of the things you can't even buy it from their website? $8 for 4. So what is that? Am I crazy, or is that like $2 a pop?
That's way more expensive than a cleaning kit.
That's like you're paying to be that lazy. I don't have that kind of time. Wow. I kind of figured they'd be 50 cents.
I thought they'd be dirt cheap, like, you're buying a dummy round or something.
I mean, they have to be loaded, so there has to be materials in there. I'm assuming they got to do something to make it where that oil doesn't just dry out, because this is oily, right? And then this is clean, like squeegeeing, I think is how it said it. Yeah. So thanks for Smeggy for the wild card topic, and hit or miss.
Yeah. Part of me wants to laugh at this, but then another part of me is like, well, at least they're trying to innovate something.
I could see it useful for, like I say, specific things. Like, say you're out shooting a lot of shotgun shells or something, you need to clean it quick and not carry around a bunch of crap. I guess it's worth the $2 to not have to carry around something that if you're not going to use it like, every day or something, then.
Yeah. If you're shooting that much, though, wouldn't your chamber get all gunked up before the barrel necessarily? I don't know.
A lot of shotguns are designed from the recoil and everything, and they're just, tolerances and what to clean themselves. They're designed to be out there shooting birds in the muck and what. So even rabbits and everything you shoot a deer with is in, dirty conditions. So I think like lever actions, I don't really hear of pumps ever failing.
Yeah.
But the barrels can get clogged, and I don't know if that does so much as restrict it from shooting as much as just screw with its accuracy, right? Potentially screw with its effectiveness or whatever of the wad. So we're calling it a miss.
Yeah.
So we're never going to have them as a client, I guess. But that brings up a good point. I don't want to have to shill that to you. If you don't want that, then make up your own mind. If you think it's awesome, we don't want to stop you from buying it either. I mean, we're capitalists, but it's not the way we're building the show. We're trying to build the show to appeal to people, be an honest conversation, be a vehicle, so that when we're on the road, when Bob's traveling, when I'm traveling, eventually want to get Jimmy out there traveling. He's going to SHOT Show. He's got his media credentials. There'll be 4 or 5 of us at SHOT Show this year from gun websites, doing our things. This show is our way to get things out there. As you know from watching us on my stuff on the gun websites YouTube thing, I don't have the time or inclination to put together big, long, fancy videos, but I'm out there doing stuff. I like to share what is going on out there. That's the whole point of it. I'm more into the collaboration, and this vehicle gives us that ability, and we do it on the daily because we put out a lot of content. So I guess we'll move on to State of the State. Jimmy's got something prepared. We're going through the states that we visited on the Gun Show Lupo tour this year, and after Pennsylvania, we booked into New York.
New York. Let's get into New York. A lot of words.
We're supposed to say it like New York.
Yak. 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 Like make it one word.
I spent some time there. Like Night Strike likes to say, I grew up in New York. I spent a little time there earlier this year, so I feel like a native. And I feel like they'd pronounce it New York.
Maybe you can get a birth certificate written up with New York on it. Maybe that's cool.
Well, I was talking to Hillary, and it looks like I already am good to go to be a senator there. So I might.
Oh man. All right. So
It's only benefit. I get good health care, and I can start to carry in New York. New York.
Yeah, get it right. You'll never be a senator with that accent. Let's see here. So New York, they got state permit to purchase. No on a long gun. Yes on handgun. The handguns require a permit. Permits are issued by county or state Supreme Court judges, justices outside of New York City, Nassau, Suffolk counties with a background check. Permits to those wanting to carry concealed are issued on a may issue basis, whereas permits to merely purchase and possess handguns in the home are issued on a shall issue. There is an application fee for each permit, as well as an amendment fee for each handgun added to the permit. Note, different laws apply for New York City. Yeah. Firearm registration, no for long guns. Yes for handguns. All handguns are registered under a license. It's a $3 registration fee, and handguns are registered with purchase permit. The serial number and sale is noted down, and it is illegal to possess any unregistered firearm. Antique weapons are exempted from this. All handguns must travel in the manner one's license is issued. Owner license required. No license is required for long guns. However, New York State requires a license for handgun ownership. Handgun licenses are normally restricted to 3 types: residence or business premises permit must issue generally, target and hunting, and unrestricted carry. Target and hunting allows carry while engaged in those activities. Unrestricted allows carry at any time. All permits issued outside of New York City are not valid in New York City, exempt for retired police and federal law enforcement officers with status marked on their permit, and for armored car guards that are on duty. Carry permit required. Yes, for handguns, $400. Dang. New York continues, our counties and some police departments issue pistol licenses on a may issue basis. Discretionary issuance policies vary widely across the state. Generally, it is harder to obtain a license in counties closer to large New York cities. Most counties that aren't part of the downstate New York have shall reasonable issuance policies, but may administratively restrict time or place of carry, such as only for target shooting or hunting, etc. And it's $400 if I didn't mention that before. Assault weapon law. Yes on long guns, yes on handguns. Possession of assault weapons are prohibited, except for those legally possessed on January 15th, 2013, and registered with the state by January 15th, 2014, or classified as an antique assault weapon. Mag capacity restriction. Yes, yes. 10 rounds. Title II. NFA weapons restricted. Yes, yes. Long guns and handguns. Ownership of machine guns, suppressors, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns are prohibited to the average citizen. Destructive devices are permitted except for rockets with greater than 3 ounces of propellant, which are prohibited. AOWs are legal to own, but still required to be on pistol permit. AOWs disguised as non-firearms are illegal. Open carry, yes for long guns, no for handguns. The law is extremely vague on open carry. Open carry in public is not legal in most instances. While no law specifically bans open carry, a license to carry is issued to carry concealed as per Penal Law 400. Therefore, pistol permit holders must carry concealed. Open carry permitted while hunting and possibly on one's own property. Open carry of unloaded long guns is not explicitly prohibited by any law, but is generally not practiced. Castle doctrine, yes, for long guns and handguns. New York has a castle doctrine. It allows for the use of non-lethal physical force in defense of premises and in defense of a person in the course of burglary. Lethal force is governed under 3515. State preemption or local restrictions, no. New York preempts only handgun licensing. Places such as Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, and most notably New York City have been in more restrictive gun laws, such as licensing of long guns and 5-round magazine limit. Peaceable journey, yes, for long guns and handguns, with certain restrictions. Most notably, magazines are not exempt. Some law enforcement agencies, notably the New York State Police, do not recognize the Federal Firearm Owners Protection Act and may detain or arrest non-residents transporting firearms through New York in accordance with FOPA, the Firearms Owner Protection Act. Individuals in such situations would then have to use the Firearms Owner Protection Act as an affirmative defense to firearms-related charges in court. And finally, background checks required for private sales. Yes on long guns, yes on handguns. For firearm transfers between private parties, a licensed dealer must conduct a background check, provide documentation of the check to New York State Police, and keep record of the transaction. And that is all of New York. Dang, they suck.
All right, and that was our gun shop of the day. So, Jimmy, are you ready to give us the New York?
Hopefully that woke everybody up.
I've just been playing a video, so we're ready to have Jimmy do the state of the state.
I'm muted the whole time.
Oh, were you saying something?
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's all right.
Yeah, so that's New York for you. New York for you. They're trying to keep it all complicated or whatever, so that way difficult to do business there, huh?
They have a castle doctrine, but non-lethal castle doctrine, though.
It's just a different one where your duty to comply with the criminal. If the criminal has trapped you, even if you have means of escape, you're now under the obligation of the criminal to do what he said.
It's now his castle.
Now it's time for a commercial. So if you head over to the Gear website store and you go down a little bit, it'll have a place where the Old West Guns playing cards are, and we'll drop a link in here. And anybody who wants to purchase some of the said cards for gifts or whatever, or to support what we're doing over here, we're going to have a coupon code set up. So normally get them for the amazingly low price or whatever they are over there, but now you'll get them for 25% off. So use the coupon code DGS25, and I'll drop that in here too. And that's good for the rest of the day. And if you're looking for some of his gifts, hopefully this makes it a little easier. And when we see that you're using that code, we'll also throw in some free patches, more than likely. So thanks everybody that supports what we're doing. That's our bit of a commercial there. I guess since I'm screen share, we might as well do the gun shop of the day.
Yeah, sounds good.
Which looks like it's going to be Saber Knights, which is not really a gun shop. It's a lightsaber academy.
Next up on the gun show digital tour is a place called Saber Knights. This is in Scottsdale, Arizona. In fact, it's just across the parking lot from the Scottsdale Gun Club. Now, this isn't a gun shop. This is more of a lightsaber shop. So you can buy high-end lightsabers, you can have work done on them, but more importantly, you can also learn how to fight with a lightsaber. So if you're looking for the martial art aspect of it, or the choreography, or just the fun of it, you'll learn the swordsmanship, you'll learn the footwork, and how to have a good lightsaber battle. Like I said, you can also work on your high-end lightsabers. So this is a pretty cool concept. It was created and run by one of our friends over on Gun Channels. So we're super interested to see how it works for them. It is the first of its kind here in Arizona. So we obviously visited when it was closed, but we'll go back when it's open and check it out. And I encourage you to check out their social media. They have lots of cool videos out there that show the kids and the adults that are having fun at Saber Knights in Scottsdale, Arizona. Thanks for watching.
You went with me, right, when we went here?
Oh yeah, we were peering in the windows. Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out they're only open in the evenings, but I guess that makes sense. It's not something that people are going to be, hanging around all day. It's not like the arcade back in the 70s when you hang out there all day.
But I mean, I figured that'd be cool though. Like, so what? People get off of work at around 4 or 5 o'clock. Get their stuff out of work, get ready, get gear up, and go lightsaber. I think it's really neat too. And then they actually use like real martial art techniques and stuff. So you're not just like nerding out; you're actually learning something too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the main dude has some sort of skills with the regular sword, so that way you're not just spazzing out there. You're using footwork and what that makes it look legit. But they're also choreographing it, right? Like from the actual battles and stuff that you probably wouldn't do with a regular sword. I'm sure you have different characteristics, right, when you're using a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, lightsaber's totally different.
Every once in a while with a sword, you'll touch the blade. You don't really do that with a lightsaber very often.
Yeah, completely different ergonomics and everything.
So, is this count as a weapon in California?
I don't know if the foam ones, the practice ones do, but I'm pretty sure the glass ones probably would, like the high-end one.
Like it sounds like
definitely.
It could, sort of.
Yeah, you definitely could put an eye out with that thing.
So we try to feature a shop every day. If you got a shop that you'd like to feature, it's one of the goals of our show is to inspire people to take that phone out of your pocket, take some pictures of the gun shops you enjoy, acknowledge that you're helping them out, or we're trying to remind you that you're helping them out, that you're, by posting links, by posting pictures, you're getting those human beings out there that might not have known about the shop. You're making them aware of it. But as importantly, you're creating back end to the internet for that gun shop. You're helping to establish them on the internet, and that's super valuable. People can't pay for that. It costs money to do that. So, and you're strengthening your own skills, your knowledge, and knowing that you're helping a shop out like that means that you're going to do that for other things, and that's a good skill to have. And it's again, this is how the internet works. With these systems are out there. You can either consider them out to get you, or you consider them systems to master. I mean, they're just systems. So learn them. You learn video games. You learn social media platforms. Just think of it like another process to learn, and then we're more powerful. We're stronger. Our time online is more efficient. All right, so we'll keep moving into. Did say the state? We did that. I guess we have a gun of the day. Did you put that in here, or is this from Bob?
I didn't put it in there.
I refuse to acknowledge Bob's guns of the day, so I'll move it down to some other day. I'll have to come up with a gun of the day. We can talk about Big Red One, though. That's a movie. That's our movie today. So every day we try to come up with a gun-related movie, something you might not have seen in a while, something you ain't seen yet. I think we talked about this one not too long ago, actually, but I sought it out and watched it, and it's interesting. It was made in the 80s, so not a big fan of movies that were made way after the war because they didn't have that much war stuff, but this one's pretty decent with having like real stuff and like real props and equipment and stuff, so it wasn't distracting, but it seemed like made on a soundstage or something. It seemed like real clean and what I like them that were made on location or that just seemed a little more gritty.
So I never seen this movie. So was this a Cold War movie? Was this a non-movie?
Oh, no, the Big Red One it's basically about a guy who was in the 1st Infantry during World War I, and he was like, the thing happened right at the end of the war, and then a lot of these guys got out of World War I, went home. World War II happens, they jump in, they're sergeants because they've got battle experience, and then they lead groups of guys into the next war. So this is about a guy who is in the end of World War I, and then in World War II, and then goes through the whole World War II, and it's also about the 1st Infantry Division. And although it's done through these 5 guys, it's also their, adventures through World War I and II. So it's a pretty decent movie. And it's definitely like you'd almost call it propaganda. It's definitely pro-U.S. Doesn't really get into the horrors of war like some of the other war movies that are out there that touch on the bigger issues or the that kind of thing. It's more just a lighter movie, but a war movie.
Sounds interesting. When I heard red, I don't know why my mind went immediately to communism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think Big Red One comes from, well, at least in this movie, it comes from they had killed a guy and took his chunk of his beret or his hat or something. I think it was a battle that, they not an easy battle, and then took a little strip of that fabric to be the Big Red One.
I got you. Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's worth watching. It's an interest. It's not just your typical like Saving Private Ryan or some of these movies. It's all about hating the war, making it super into an adventures movie. Some of those I don't have as much taste for when they just turn them into an adventure movie set in World War II.
Yeah.
This is more historical based or whatever you call that. All right, so then that's our movie today. Let's see if there's any gun history. I don't think we have anything on the gun calendars.com. We'll go check that too. At least they got rid of that stupid ad that was popping up right in front of everything. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of Confederate battle stuff going on today, so it must have been a busy day for Civil War. A lot of battles all over the place. Wow. None of them are interesting, though. In 1978, Soviet Union signs a 20-year friendship pact with Afghanistan.
Aw. Friends forever.
8th President of the United States was born today, who was... Nope. Martin Van Buren.
Asking you to, Gun Channel.
Eddie the Eagle Edwards was born today, except it's not the one you're thinking of. It's the Olympic ski champion from Great Britain. So, yeah, nothing happened in history today. Boom, December 1st. Did we miss this one? I think we talked about it over the weekend, but Civil Air Patrol was born on December 1st. All right, so I think I can bring up over here this other thing because we're about to wrap it up, right?
I think so, yeah. We didn't do, oh yeah, we did do gunshot. Gun of the day.
There's nothing else to do today. It's literally over and there's nothing else to do. What? Or wait.
Nap.
This almost makes it seem like there is another thing that we could do. So, of course, it's only going to be on the Gun Channel side because I'm doing it and I don't acknowledge the YouTube side. I call those the lazy people side. So we're going to make it a visual one, and there's going to be a heat, so to speak. But you're not going to be able to help me at all, huh? Being able to see what's going on over there?
Hang on. I got Gun Channels pulled up here. I just got to get it. Okay. I got Gun Channels.
All right. So it's going to be a visual one. You're going to need to identify which state you're looking at, which state of the United States we're looking at. We're going to do 3, and then the 3 winners are going to face off. So we're going to first make all the audience fight over these first 3, and then the winners, people that successfully beat everyone else that's watching, will have to fight to the death to win the actual prize. Boom, that's the first one. What state is this? Need to have a countdown thing going. They probably won't get it right away. You have to be the hardest of core YouTube or Gun Channels watcher to know this one. Can we abbreviate? It's not Oklahoma and it's not Arkansas. Come on. Arizona? None of these people even know Edge. Do they even know Edge?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, come on, guys.
Camp. Come on. Yeah, Cycle Camp. So you remember Cycle Camp over there. Okay, now I can finally skip this ad, and then we can go Cycle Camp. All right, so then here's the next one. Which state is this in? Oh, that's that one already. So it'll be this one. What state is this in? Which state of the nation, the United States?
No, it's not Tennessee. Come on, guys.
You can say whatever you want on the YouTube side. We're not acknowledging it.
Come on, guys.
Not Tennessee. It's not Texas.
Just talked about it the other day. Angry got it.
Angry. Yes, it's Illinois. Illinois. Next. So we got Cycle Camp and Angry.
Yep. Oh, I got him marked down.
Okay. And then bam. Then we've done videos on all of these. So I'm pretty sure we've done videos on all these. What state of the United States is this in? It's called the greedy state. It's called the ornery state. It's not Illinois. Oh, Smeggy. Smeggy gets it. Because he cheats. He lives there.
Yeah.
YN.
I almost wouldn't count that one, but yeah.
The hell state is YN? Is that one of the Obamas?
Maybe it's Yonkers, New York.
Yes, it is Michigan. Michigan. You can tell that guy's yelling. That's what it looked like when they invaded Wisconsin.
They screamed the whole way.
Right after World War II. Yeah, they screamed all the way from Detroit. Ran up there with that little thing on their back. All right, so that's the three of them. So it's Smeggy, Angry, and Cycle Camp facing off. Everybody else can watch, but you can't participate. Oh, shit.
Just enjoy the show.
Damn it. Ruined my heat.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Officially cost me $20 right now. Damn it. I had my heating pad things going because my back and arms are killing me. So I just boiled the shit out of them and they exploded and ruined a pan and the two heating pad thingies. All right. So just between them three, bam. What state is this? Oh, shit. I don't even have a heating pad. What state is this in? State of the Union. It's not RAF. It's not Hey RAF. It was between Angry, Cycle, and Smeggy, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Not Arizona. Come on. Is Angry just going to default to Arizona all the time? He thinks everything's in Arizona.
I guess this is what happens when I don't send Angry the answer list.
Mm-hmm. Some kind of prearrangement. This is what happens. State where there's handicap parking. It's one of the states where they use doors. Missouri? No, it's not Missouri or Ohio or Oklahoma. Come on.
Come on, guys. Shoot smart.
I did this video. I walked out of this place and did a video immediately. It was so awesome. One of my favorite ranges on the whole tour. It's a state where the sky is blue and there's clouds in it. Well, Raphael shouldn't even be talking, but he just gave Cycle Camp the answer. Cycle Camp cheated by reading Raphael's answer of Texas. Tejas. Cycle Camp's the winner. Boom. Very good. So that was our part tactical quiz. There's actually a tactical quiz happening with the packages that went out for the gun shop and gun show stuff perks. All the Patreon supporters that are participating at that level, there's a bit of a tactical quiz happening in the perks this month. So we're just throwing tactical quizzes out there on every level. All right, so now let's go over the gun channel side, the YouTube side, and we'll laugh how people have put correct answers in there. You would have had a chance at winning all those fabulous prizes if you would have actually just taken the effort to go over to Gun Channels and answered over there. All right. See, Smeggy was able to figure it out from the blue sky. If you were able to Google the weather patterns in Fort Worth and then done the satellite comparison, you could have probably triangulated the address of this place and then used Google Maps to figure out what state it was in.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were pretty much given the answers, so.
I mean, that's what I would have done, but whatever. So I guess that's the show. We did Second Amendment issues today. We talked about wait, what the hell? Oh, we talked about the gun cleaning ammo. That's what that means. And then we talked about the state of New York. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be on episode 458. We're going to talk about cowboy movies tomorrow in the entertainment section. We're going to have a good idea, bad idea. Maybe Bob will even show up for this one. Is 25 ACP okay for CCW? And then we do the hashtag Daily Gun Show Showdown, where we're going to go over to Instagram and we're going to look at the hashtag Daily Gun Show. Last week, there was 1,305 posts. We're probably going to have thousands of extra posts this week. And we're going to judge the posts that come in this week. And we'll pick which is the best post on Instagram. Every day we do a gun shop and a gun movie and the other things. And, we're going to keep doing things that are interesting and keep evolving the media. So if you're interested in that, stick around. We're here every day at noon. We're on Gun Channels. On Gun Channels is other stuff like The Lobby, which is on right now. You could, instead, if you don't like us, you can go watch The Lobby, hang out in the lobby, be part of it. Later on towards the prime time, as it used to be called back in the days of established old media, people used to get home from work and watch TV. And in those prime time slots, you have shows such as today is Ghost Tactical, doing Tactical Tuesday at some point in the evening. And then you have, is there Hit or Miss?
Yeah, Hit or Miss is coming on.
I've heard of that show. And then Rick's does Big Gunner 81. So there's 3 shows on today. Does Luke or does Ellis do a show?
Today is Tuesday. I think he comes on today. Comes on today and Thursdays, I believe.
If we weren't lazy, we'd go over to the lobby and we'd look at the schedule over there where everybody takes the time to post what times their shows are so that people like us can actually refer to it. But I'm so tired and the Second Amendment is so difficult that I think I'm going to just wrap the show up. So we encourage you to check out Gun Channels and see the shows that are over there. And we'll be back tomorrow for Early Watch. Well, the Early Watch lobby hybrid that's happening right now while Jimmy's getting his life together. And then we'll be back here at noon, right?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And I guess I'm supposed to click on. We have to have a.
I got let me well since Bob is obviously falling down on the job here, Google a quote. Well, this here will be an inspirational quote from Google. Whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you. So with that, thanks everybody for stopping by and checking us out, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Except for when it's Obama trying to put you down.
The guys and gals at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.